Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Chatting Comics with me, Comic Rob. So, if you're new to Chatting Comics, we chat everything comic related. That's the whole point of it. I will cover a lot of stuff eventually. I think this is like the third or fourth episode of Chatting Comics, but I plan to release a lot more in the near future because I kind of enjoy doing these ones. So, enough of that. Today, we're going to be talking about 4 small comics. Well, small, little, whatever you like to call it. And I don't mean short stories, I mean physically they are smaller. They are literally smaller than your regular size comic, but they are still awesome. I'll show you what I mean. This is Chatting Comics. Before we get too far into this episode, guys, you all probably already know that Jason David Frank passed away, aka the Green Ranger, aka the White Ranger, aka Tommy. What a legend. Dude, thank you for an awesome childhood. You will always be awesome and a legend on this channel. Be missed by many. Let's get back to the episode, shall we? So let's start it off with the X-Men pocket books. This is number 17, Among Us Stalks the Sentinels. A Marvel Digest series. This is awesome. I love these. This is a pocket book reprint of X-Men number 14 of the same name, where the creator of the Sentinel robots, which were built to eliminate the mutants, figures conquering mankind is the only way to save it. So they kidnap Dr. Trask and force him to create more Sentinels, as you do, which then the X-Men have to try and stop. So I'm not going to spoil this. I'm going to try not to spoil it anyway. This is wicked. I love these. Imagine having a little pocket book like this when you were a kid, just to flick through when you're on your lonesome. If you can't afford the big ones, the little ones are just as good. And you've got to admire the detail in the artwork. It's not in colour, but even in black and white, the detail is still phenomenal. The battle scenes and even the descriptive words are still very visible. That it doesn't have to be in colour for you to understand what is going on exactly. This is awesome. So here is another Marvel Digest series. This right is the X-Men number 19 this time, If Iceman Should Fall. So this is the first appearance of Mimic. Again, this is another reprint from another X-Men comic, but again, it's in pocket size. You've got to love it. So what we're looking at here, Mimic is when he first gets his powers, he gets into a fight with Hank, aka the Beast, over a girl, of course, and he gains his abilities. So when Bobby, aka Iceman, tries to get involved, he gains his powers too. You can kind of see where this is going. But how did the X-Men deal with a guy who can possess everyone else's powers, who doesn't fully understand his powers? He's not a bad guy, he's not a good guy. But how do you deal with it? So I'm not going to say what happens. I'm going to leave that as a surprise. So if you've seen my Comic Hunter series, you would have seen this one before, and this is the Sensational Spider-Man mini comic number 3. As I've said before, I found this in my Comic Hunter series, and this is a complete recap of everything that has happened to Peter Parker from the moment that he gets his powers, going through his complete villain roster and all the way through the Clone Saga, where we meet Ben Reilly. That's right, aka the Scarlet Spider, who is a clone of Peter. Or is he? Who is the real Peter Parker? Well, if you read this comic, you will find out. I don't want to spoil loads of stuff because that's just rude. This is awesome if you need a recap or you just want to binge it so you can catch right up. This is the way forward. Awesome. If you find this, pick this one up. I love this little thing. So now we are going to go into my favourite mini comic that I have found. I found this up the carpet. I could not believe what my eyes were seeing. This is the Wolverine number 1 special reprint. That's right. It is tiny in comparison to every other mini comic we've looked at today. But this was a promo for the Wolverine movie, as far as I can tell. I've tried so hard to find more of these, and as far as I can tell, this was a promo for the Wolverine movie, and that's why it got reprinted. I love this thing. This is a classic comic. They've not changed a thing. They've added some extra artwork right in the back, but this is so crisp, so clean. It got taken care of so well. I'm so happy to have found this. And this takes Logan to Japan, where he tries to regain his honor and win the hand of his beloved. That is right. This is basically a blooming love story with Wolverine. This is still awesome though. This is so crisp. It's unreal. If you ever find this, wherever you are, please pick this one up for me. This is absolutely wicked. You will never find a better comic unless you find the original. But that is money as far as I'm concerned. This is awesome. Look at that artwork. You've got to love it. And that is it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. So, what did you think of my little comics? How awesome are they? Would you even pick them up if you saw them knocking about? I found all mine at the car boot at random times, and I just had to have them. So, that's just me. But thank you very much for watching, guys. Remember, you guys are awesome, and I'll see you in the next episode.